Okay, guys, I just got out of an advanced screening of Sweet Tooth. Well, just not the whole series, just the first episode. And okay, it's good if you like this type of tone or genre. I found nothing really super wrong with the story itself. The quality of the editing was good. The sound was good. The acting was good. The pace was decent. The first episode just kind of sets up what's happening with the characters. Right before the episode aired, they had the people that were involved with bringing this to the screen talking a little bit about it. They had the creator of this comic came on, and he talked about how that he had started this in 2009, or he created it in 2009. And it's funny because the situation around the story has to do with a pandemic that basically makes the world as people knew it comes to an end. It becomes a dystopian type of society. And people get sick, they're dying, but then all of a sudden babies are being born as hybrids, half human, half animal. And this one guy runs off with this little baby. The baby, if they're showing you the scenes in a linear format, which I believe they are based on some stuff that happened later in the episode, the baby that this guy is running off with, which you're led to believe it's the child's father, but I don't know for sure because this is the guy right there. He kept some stuff from the boy, so I don't know. But anyway, the child is older looking than the other little babies that are being born. They're all newborns is when people start noticing this. And okay, what was I saying? I think I was saying something about how the child that this guy is sneaking away with, or running off to hide in the woods with, he appears older than the other children that are starting to display these animal, this hybrid tendencies or manifestations. So I don't know what that means exactly. I'm not sure if that means that the child is basically patient zero. What was I saying? I don't remember. Been interrupted twice. I think I was saying something about how I don't know what this means as far as why the child is older than the others that it shows at the beginning. It makes me kind of wonder if he was patient zero or if he was the start of this. They do indicate throughout the narration, they indicate that they don't know if the virus came first and that caused the children to be born as hybrids, or if the hybrids caused the virus. They don't know. But anyway, this little boy is raised in the woods by his father, that we're led to assume is his father. And obviously he's quite sheltered. He doesn't know really everything that's going on. He thinks he's the only one of his kind because his father is trying to protect him. And then something happens to his father. He's all alone, and he comes into contact with this, he called himself a poacher, because these hybrid children are very valuable poaching objects or whatever. The guy who plays the poacher that he comes into contact with, I cannot remember his, I even looked it up before I started to record. He's got one of those names that's just not, it's not, oh my, I'm not even going to try. But he's the big guy, big black guy that played in Game of Thrones, and he also played in, that guy. He also played in, I think he played in, was the name of the show, the name of the movie Artemis Fowl? I think he played in that as well. Anyway, he comes into contact with this guy, and basically, it's setting it up for them to go off on their journey together, blah, blah. The course of the events in the first episode are pretty formulaic. I mean, it was nothing that happened was really a huge surprise, because this kind of seems to be par for the course when it comes to movies or shows like this, where this type of situation. I mean, things progressed as it seemed they should. The things that I liked about this, what I didn't like about it is that it's not really that I dislike it, you guys, honestly. I don't want to say that because that kind of throws a really negative taint on it. But the thing about it is it's not really my thing. It's okay. This is something I wouldn't mind finishing, and maybe I will at some point. But this is just, I don't want to say it's too lighthearted, because it's not. There's some very serious stuff that goes on in here, and while there's nothing really gratuitous or overly violent or hugely bloody or anything like that, you know that things are really bad. You know the dangerous situations that can occur and that kind of start to occur throughout the progression of the first episode. But it's just kind of like I feel like I want a little bit more meat on it. You know what I mean? Like just a little bit more something that makes it just really grab me. And I'm not sure that that's something that we're going to get with this series. We might. It's very possible we will, because there are 7 more episodes to go, I believe. I think there's 8 total. The episodes are right around an hour or less, so it didn't take a hugely long amount of time to go through the first episode. But I think this will probably be something that appeals to kids, older kids. Like maybe pretty young kids will like it too, but there might be stuff in there that might be a little bit scary for them. I don't know. It's certain. I mean, some parents let their very young children watch things that are like R-rated. So I don't know. To me, as an adult looking at it, there wasn't anything overly awful as far as that goes. But you just know that the subject matter could possibly bring certainly more serious and scary situations later on. Something that I also liked, I never got around to what I liked in the first place. I think I interrupted myself and started talking about, that this just isn't really my thing. But something that I did like about this is the little kid who plays Sweet Tooth, and that's a name given to him by the poacher guy, because I was wondering when that was going to come into place. His real name is Gus. And he calls the poacher guy, he calls him Big Man, because the guy's really big. But something that I liked was this kid's acting is really good. He's a cute little kid. He's got some spunk. And I think he plays the character very well. I also liked his character. I liked his acting in here probably better than any other acting I've seen him in. I just feel like he's just more... in Game of Thrones, he was okay, but he was... like, it felt to me that... I don't know how to put my finger on it, you guys, but his acting wasn't hugely stellar in Game of Thrones. It was okay. It was passable. His acting in here, though we're not around him a whole lot, and he doesn't have a lot of lines, a lot of it is facial expression and things like that, body language. But I like his appearance in here, and I like the exchange between him and the boy, that, the dialogue that goes on between them, and the little bit of time that they're together. So you can, like I said, you can see that we're being set up for this companion type of story, and this will continue to progress as the show goes on. I don't know, like I said, when I would ever get around to finishing it. Maybe at some point, but this is not going to be something that I rush to watch. I just want something a little bit more serious minded. Not that this isn't serious. I feel like I'm contradicting myself, and I don't want to say it's childish, because it's not really childish. So I'm trying to think of the right way to say it's not for me, because I feel like I want something quite a bit darker. I think they describe this as dystopian but hopeful. I'm not crazy about dystopian things to begin with because they're so bleak and just depressing, but at the same time, so it's this weird contradiction going on in my brain. It's too lighthearted, even though it's not really all that lighthearted. I felt like there were quite a few parallels between what's going on now with the whole pandemic and everything and what was happening at the beginning of the story. Now, the virus in this particular world is much more dangerous, deadly, destructive, and awful than what's been going on for the past year. But it just kind of reminded me of the way people were reacting, kind of reminded me a bit of what's happening these days. But anyway, I don't know. You know, I'm not going to say it's bad because it's not. I'm just going to say it's not hugely up my alley. So I'm not going to be in a rush to finish it, as I've already said. But if this is something that you guys think you might be interested in, check it out. You might really like it. It's coming out on June 4th. I'm going to try to get this video edited in time for the 3rd or the 4th. Right now it's the 2nd. I don't know if I'll succeed. We'll see. But I can't think of anything else to add to this. So I'm just going to go ahead and stop for now, you guys. I've got some editing to do, so I need to go ahead and wrap things up. Adios.